Hey Musties, I think I have something special to show you. I just discovered this today. It is currently an FYE exclusive. Let's take a look inside and see. Uh-oh, Godzilla 1995, but what is it? Let's see here. Apparently it's a burning Godzilla LED lamp. That's right, they currently have it on sale for $20 off, and plus if you sign up for their membership, this video is not sponsored by them, you get an extra 10% off if you sign up for their membership. That's what I did when I was in stores. Now the box, as you can see, is very plain. Godzilla 1995, a colossal kaiju cataclysm approaches. Uncontainable energy glows from within the king of the monsters, threatening to destroy the earth when released. A victim of its own massive eternal power, it lights up the skies for one final melee of mayhem before unleashing the end of it all. Yeah, it looks like it runs by a USB-C cord. What's interesting here is I literally don't see what brand this is or what company. It doesn't say anything on it. Yes, the box is scratched up. There was 3 of them at my store, and unfortunately they were all scratched up. But as you can see, this actually has the Godzilla, was this the MonsterVerse logo, or is this just the official Godzilla for everything now, it looks like, logo? And the bottom is pretty empty. Looks beautiful already. I can see some translucent colors. Let me flip this over one more time here. Careful, careful, careful. Alright, right off the bat, you can see it comes with a USB-C cord here. And let's see, is it easy to remove from here? Yes, it is. Wow, that is a lot of translucent plastic here. Just here's a, I know this is all a bird's eye view here. Let me turn it around for you. Yeah, first off, right away, I want to say I actually really like how the tail is handled here. Usually Godzilla has a very standard tail coming out like this, or it curls up and then outwards a little bit. But to have it curl backwards, inwards, and then spiral almost. Yeah, look at that. Very unique pose. Oh, it's full body. I just noticed his feet down here. When I first saw the box here, I thought maybe it was getting cut off at the knees and there was fire engulfing his knees, but it's actually the whole figure of Godzilla. Unfortunately, it does not look like he comes out of here. I mean, you could probably wiggle him out. But you'd have to break the glue seals or something to get him out. Yeah, the bottom is just a basic off and on switch here. He's not charged up yet, or maybe he has to be plugged in all the time. As for where he actually glows, it looks like it's limited to being inside the actual fire itself down here. The fire glows. I was really hoping inside his chest it would glow, but as you can see, this is just solid plastic, and that's just paint on the outside. It's a very missed opportunity in my opinion. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a paint scratch here. As for the sculpt itself, it's okay. It's manageable. It's definitely different from the other sculpts we've seen before of any other figures. I don't like how you can see where like the top of the head and the snout, I guess, meet. It looks like these were two different, like, yeah, the top of the jaw was its own different piece and they just glued it in there. That's kind of an eyesore. But even though this is a different sculpt, the quality of the sculpt itself is very, I don't know, $20 figure line, maybe 30. Just based on its size alone, maybe 30, but Yeah. But the spines look beautiful though. It's just the way they're positioned. Very spread out and not quite mashed together, but still looking very wild, like how they're spread out. But I know everybody wants to see what this looks like when it's lit up, and we'll get to that in a second. Final thoughts before we get lit up here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see here, the paint is a little heavily applied around the nails. A little bit too heavily, as you can see over here. I hope you guys can see this, but it's very sloppily done around the edge there. I mean, it's a brilliant concept. I like how the flames aren't just on the outside too, but they actually branch out in between his legs a little bit. There's even another layer of flames right back here. Yeah, the flames have this nice dark smoky look to it. The higher the flame rises, right around the area where it turned into smoke, it's got this darker look to it. Very well done. And you can actually see like tiny little bumps here along for scales. And this is where you would input the cord right here in the back, which I'm glad they didn't do something stupid like put it in the front. All right, Musties, let's take this somewhere dark and plug it in and see what happens. Here he is all lit up. I mean, the color is bright, and you see a nice silhouette of Godzilla right there. It's probably not picking up well on camera, but I can see his eyes reflecting here in the dark a little bit. But this still would have benefited greatly if they had just put some translucent color in his chest and put a light up in there also. As I'm recording this on my camera right here, it looks like this is almost yellow, but no, when you see it in person, this is still a dark orange color. There's a little bit of a top-down view. I mean, it's good in the sense that if you wanted to like maybe roll over at night and see some Godzilla in the dark, it's good, but you're not going to notice the detail. So in a way, yes, the lack of sculpt doesn't really impact it at night because you're not seeing that as much, because you're only seeing a little bit of light reflect off of him. On the other hand, for a daytime piece, and especially when they did so beautifully with all these flames, I wish they could have just gone a step further. I'm not quite sure what it is about this Godzilla, but it feels a little bit like the proportions are a little bit off. The proportions are pretty good overall, but something about it doesn't translate quite right. It looks a little clunky in certain areas. Maybe it's a little bit of a gap here. Maybe it's something about how like the head curls up here and then it's very flat for a while and then dips down here. I don't know. It sounds like I'm being very harsh on this, but I like the concept. Now, like I said, I paid $72 for that. Is it worth it? I'm not sure. Might I try to put it back into the bottom of the box the way I opened it intentionally to avoid cutting the tape and return it? Possibly. I really do like it and I do want to keep it, but if money's tight, I'm not sure if it's in the budget. Really quick, I do have one last thought to add to this. Is it would have been cool to have maybe like a burnt building attached here. You could even use that as like a prop for the tail. I mean, the tail is standing just fine, but to give it some context, yeah, because otherwise it kind of looks like Godzilla's just burning in hell or inside of a volcano pit. You could always get a railroad model toy train building and put it next to that. I might even do that for myself if I keep it, but unfortunately I don't have any with me right now. I don't know, Musties. Did you know about this? Have you seen it in your stores at your FYE? Is this something that you would get? I know Burning Godzilla is a fan favorite. It's one of the best Godzilla movies in my opinion and amongst many Godzilla fan opinions. Ooh, I do like a little bit of light shining up in here. Almost reminds me of Shin Godzilla when you can see light glowing inside his gills, or inside of his cracked skin, but that's not exactly what's going on here. That's just shiny paint reflecting. Alright, do you have any idea about this? Do you know what brand made this? And do you know if there's going to be any more in the future? Let me know, Mussies. Thanks for watching.